Hi everyone, it's Leona with Leona's Designs, and I am here with Slow Stitch with K3N. Finally, I'm trying to get caught up. I'm going to be working on week 31. I'm like 4 weeks behind, so I want to get caught up if I can, because I'm really enjoying this weekly Slow Stitch, and I want to keep doing them so I can keep putting them in my book. So this week 31 is Shisha, which means little mirror, and it's Kutch or Kutch embroidery. Sorry if I'm not saying that right, Catherine. It's an embroidery of India, and I've watched Catherine's video a couple times. I think I've got it in my mind what to do. So let's get started. I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll get at it. Okay, so I've got about a 5-inch square here that I'm going to be working on with some red, gold, green, and blue embroidery floss. Catherine was tagging her project this week, Threads of Identity, and inspired by Kutch embroidery. So what they do in India is they create this beautiful artwork with little mirrors. And I didn't have a little mirror, so I created this faux mirror out of some piece of candy wrapper I had. It's Godiva chocolate. I just glued some of this candy wrapper to a piece of cardboard, and I cut it out into a little circle. And that's what I'm going to use for my mirror. Similar to what Catherine did. And then I'm going to attach this, hopefully, to this piece of cloth. I was very curious to watch Catherine's video because I thought, how in the world is she going to attach that little piece of mirror, or faux mirror, to this cloth without putting holes in it? So it's very interesting. It was really cool to watch. And I've got my needles all threaded. I think I will start out with red. Red's my favorite color, so let's start with red. And maybe I better put a backing piece on this, because this is muslin. It's pretty thin. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get a piece of backing. Okay, I've got just a piece of white pillowcase backing, and I'm going to glue this little mirror, faux mirror, down to the middle, just to hold it there while I stitch. And then I'm going to come up, I think it's about the middle there. I'm going to come up about, let me get this a little closer. Okay, well, sorry, when I went to pull the camera in closer, apparently I shut the video button off, and it didn't record me doing this, which is okay because I'm not sure I did it right. But anyway, this is what it's supposed to look like. 2 different squares. It's like a little scaffolding that's holding the faux mirror down. And so now we'll see if I did it right, because we're going to go in right close to where we came out the last time. We're going to come up, and what we're going to do now is we're going to, we're going to take our needle, or the end of our needle, and push it through these threads that are around the circle. I'm going to go under them and come out. And then we're going to make a little stitch right where we came out. It's going to be towards the mirror. Have our thread away. Make a little stitch towards the mirror. And then we're going to continue doing that all the way around. And it should look like a little sunburst or a little like a starburst, or like what are those stitches called? That we did a few weeks ago. Eyelet stitch. It should look like an eyelet stitch. And plus, it's pulling this scaffolding away. Away from covering the mirror and securing the mirror down with a beautiful little sunburst. I hope. I'm not making my stitches even. Catherine did, but she said you didn't have to. You could make them any size you wanted, and I thought it would look nicer if they were different size, kind of like a sun. And I'm not pulling them too tight, so I'm just going under the scaffolding stitches, putting my thread over, making a stitch back towards the little mirror, and pulling it not too tight. I'm going to do that all the way around, and I'll be back. Okay, well, I got it all finished. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I have a couple of long, wonky stitches in there, but that's okay. I think it looks cute. I like the eyelash look, and it was very enjoyable to do. I was kind of worried about it, and I think I procrastinated doing this project for a while because I was worried I wouldn't be able to accomplish it, but actually once I got going, it was very enjoyable and it wasn't that hard to do. So I will be trying another project like this to do more of these because I think it's really fun. And you don't have to use a faux mirror. You could use a real mirror, you could use a button. But it's really, I think, a nice little project. So now the next step, we are supposed to do a chain stitch around. So I've got my yellow gold thread here. I'm going to do a chain stitch, and Catherine did hers close into these other stitches. I'm going to kind of space mine out a little bit. Just a little above. And for the chain stitch, you come up from the back and you go back in almost where you came up. Again, almost where you came up. For however long you want your chain to be. You put your thread under your needle and you come up, making this little loop or chain. My thread is really long. So now we have a little chain. I don't know if you can see that. And then you go back in the chain and do the same thing. And you're supposed to try to keep your stitches all the same length, which I'm going to try to do, but I'm not always good at that. Like this one, I pulled a little tighter than my first one, but practice makes perfect. So I'm just going to keep doing that all the way around. And I probably make it look a lot more complicated than it is. Because it is not really hard to do. And I really love how it looks. I'm just going to keep going around, keeping in mind that I'm doing a circle. Just making sure your thread is under your needle. And pulling up. Not too tight. And then going back in your loop. Coming up with your thread under your needle and pulling not too tight. And once you get going, you get a good rhythm going, and you won't have to concentrate so much. At least that's what I think. And my thread's so long, it's hard for me to stitch on camera so you can see it. I don't want to be pulling my hand right up in front of the camera. But this is what it looks like so far. I don't know if you can see that yellow that good, but that's the chain stitch, my version anyway, and I'm going to continue all the way around and I'll be back. Okay, I've got my chain stitch done all around and it was pretty easy. I like how it was, I like how it turned out. And Catherine suggested we try doing the ladder chain stitch, which I am not going to do today because I haven't practiced it enough. So I'm just going to continue doing chain stitches all around. I'm going to do a row of green, and then I'm going to do a row of blue, and then we'll see how it looks, whether I'll do any more. But I'm going to start now doing my green chain stitch, and then I'll do a blue, and I'll be back. Okay, I decided to do all the colors again in chain stitch all the way around. And I think it turned out nice. I'm really happy with how it looks. I will link Catherine's video below so you can go watch hers on how to attach the Shisha, the little mirror or faux mirror, and then how to do the chain stitch if you have never done it before, or how to do the ladder chain stitch. I'll link her video below. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope I inspired you to try something like this. I think it's a real fun project, and I hope to see you again soon with week 32. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.